Today we have a comeback 2006 Mazda 3, and this one has the 2.3 liter engine. And now previously the customer's concern was that this vehicle would not shift out of park, and so I fixed it, and then approximately 8 days later, the customer has the same problem again, and so uh, I believe that I may have overlooked a thing or two. I believe there could be an intermittent short in the circuit, and so we are going to dig deeper and have a look and see on what's going on. Welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel. And so let's see on what's going on with this thing. So I'm just using the test light just to have a look at the number 38 fuse here. This side is lighting up on the one side, but the other side isn't. I can check the one that's beside it just for uh, reference. That's lighting up, and that's lighting up. So we're going to take the number 38 fuse out. So you can see the old fuse is all blown. So right now I removed the number 38 fuse, and because that one was blown, it's a 10 amp fuse, and so I hooked up a headlight to it so I can see if there's power going to it. Right now I don't have my foot on the brake pedal, but as soon as I apply the brake pedal, the headlight lights up, so there is current being circulated in the system. The current is going through the system, but as soon as I let go, there's nothing there. Now the issue is that if there is a short in the system, the headlight would light up even when I don't have my foot on the brake pedal. So I believe that we have an intermittent short that's not always there. So we are going to dig deeper and see what's going on here. So I'm gonna press the brake pedal again. You see the headlight, it lights up. I let go, it turns off. So right now, because I did hook this up, I'm able to shift out of park at the moment, because I have the headlight as my brake light. But when I disconnect this, I won't be able to shift out of park. So I'm just going to open the trunk and have a look at the brake lights here. It's possible that the brake light socket pins are shorting out with each other. So we'll take this off and see on what's going on. So right now I have my current probe or amp clamp to see how much amperage this system is putting out. Right now it's 2.6 amps. So I press the brake pedal and it goes up from maybe around 6 down to 5.1 amps. I let go, back to 2.7, 2.6, press it again, jump to 6.2, and then drop to 5.1. So I remove the brake light bulb on the left side. This one, the socket is broken here. The bulb feels relatively hot and it hasn't been on recently. I think it could have been from the sun. I'm having a look at the pins here. I don't know if the pins are shorting out here or not inside the socket, but it is broken. Might be replacing these. I'm not sure if that's the issue because the short is intermittent. I'm still having a look for if there's any broken wires around here. Now I believe I found the source of the problem here. You can see the socket is melted. That could be the source of the short here. So now I have this connected. I go back into the vehicle. You see the headlight is just barely lit up and producing 4.3, 4.2 amps in the circuit. The other bulb is not working at the moment. It's not on at the moment, so that's why it's not producing as much current. I'm just experimenting here. So when I disconnect this, and the brake pedal is when you step on the brake pedal, the headlight is not on because I disconnected the light bulbs. So this bulb is extremely hot, so I believe it's shorting out inside because you can see it's it's melted here. So we are going to replace the socket on both sides, replace the bulbs and the fuse, and then hopefully we can send the customer on his way, and we are going to follow up on that afterwards because I don't want to spend any more time doing redundant diagnostics because I don't see any broken wires or anything. So we have the new sockets and bulbs. This one is the number 7443. So we are going to put them in. Then I'll bring you guys back. So now I have the bulbs back in. I press on the brake pedal. The headlight lights up, but this time it's only putting out 2.5 DC amps. Before it was getting about like 6.2, and then it runs down to 5.1, and then I let go of the brake. It's zero now. So I press the brake pedal again, 2.5 amps, and let go, zero. I press the brake again, 2.5. So I think I'm very confident that this is our problem that was here in the trunk. The sockets, one of the sockets were melted. Too much current was going through the circuit. So now you can see it's reading 2.5 amps. Before it was reading tops 6.2 amps, then dropped to 5.1 or 5 amps. It's a little bit high for something like brake lights. So we're just going to have a look at the third brake light bulb. Just make sure that there's no bulbs inside of it, so it doesn't cause any problems because the customer doesn't want to replace it. So here's the socket for the third brake bulb. I don't see anything that's unusual, but I know that this one is not working. Maybe a little bit of a burnt mark there, but the customer doesn't want to replace it at the moment, so we are just going to leave this in, hit the bulb out. It's right here, just behind the cover. So there's also an issue in the back for the third brake light high mount, but the customer doesn't want to fix it. There's no bulbs in there at the moment, so we are just going to leave it. So I'm going to put a new fuse in now, and hopefully this is going to fix the problem. Uh, Later in the video, I'll probably show the wiring diagram for the circuit, but I don't know if that's going to be helpful. I kind of know on how this vehicle works on the back of my hand, so I'm familiar with these vehicles. So now the moment of truth. I'm able to to shift out of park now. So here is the circuit for the horn circuit. Now the horn circuit is tied up to the number 38 brake lamp, stop lamp circuit. It's a 10 amp circuit. So you have the battery that goes down here for the ground for negative, and you have the positive here that goes into the main fuse block that's under the hood. So it's going through a 40 amp fuse here, and the horn 15 amp fuse. So this is going through the brake lamp circuit, stop lamp circuit, and it's going through here and goes through the horn relay. So as you can see, the brake lights and the horn circuit are somewhat related to each other, although they are operating on separate circuits. So anyhow, you can see that there's a switch here coming from the horn fuse. So the issue is that if this fuse blows, the brake lights, and then the horn will stop working. If you've seen part 1, you will see that the horn did not work when the stop lamp fuse blew. So anyhow, you see a switch here. When the circuit closes, it goes through the horn, and you have the anti-theft system here when it activates, and you have the clock spring for the steering wheel and the horn switch, and you go down here, and then basically the circuit continues after you have to go to the horn switch and horn relay and stuff, but I'm not going to cover that. So now I'm going to go back and go to the brake light circuit. So now I have the brake light circuit here. You can see goes from the battery and goes from the main fuse block. I'm not sure on what the BTN 40 amp. This must be a main fuse in which multiple circuits go through this fuse here. So we go to the PJB, which is the passenger side junction block. So this is the 10 amp number 38 fuse that I was talking about. And then there's a separate wiring diagram for the shift lock relay. It said refer to diagram 0518. I'm not going to be showing that right now. So we go through the circuit here, passes through the brake switch and where the brake pedal is, come through here. There are multiple routes here in which the circuit works. So we have the brake light for the left side, and we have the brake light on the right side, and then the high mount is right here. So let's scroll down over here, and it depends if you have the hatchback model, which is the 5-door, or the regular sedan model, the 4-door. The one I was working on is the 4-door vehicle. I'm not going to go into great detail here, just briefly, uh, extremely briefly, showing the on how the circuit works here. So that's all I wanted to show you guys. It's just a relatively very simple circuit. Is not complicated at all. But if you're not sure on how something works, it doesn't hurt to spend a few minutes or so to have a look on how the circuit works for a specific uh, wiring and circuit system. So I'm pretty much 100% confident that the issue is fixed now, because I I monitored the headlight bulb that I hooked up for diagnosis, and I was also monitoring the current, the amperage in the system, because I saw that the amperage dropped after I changed the sockets and the bulbs. I know that's the problem. So I'm just hoping that everything is all good now, even though I'm 100% confident that the issue is fixed. And so I'm just going to follow up with the customer after 8 days or so and confirm that everything is still working properly. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day and take care.